So let's now learn about databases. What are database and why do we need them? So in the database, it's easy to transfer a data from one place to another. It's easy to access that data whenever we want. And when we use a database, it's quite easy to back up the whole data because it's not scattered in different folders and different positions. It's all just in one place. That's why it's quite easy to access it and it's easy to back up the whole data. And again, when the whole data is inside a database, it's easy to hide the data from the outside world who can try to make use of this data. Uh, we want it to be we want it to be a private data. That's why it's easy once we use some database. It's easy to hide the data from the entire world and use it for our own methods. So there are some reasons why we need a database. Let's go ahead. So, when we talk about databases, there are basically two types of databases which we are talking about. One is the relational database, and another is a non-relational database. So, SQL is a very popular database. It's a you can call it as a framework. It's a very popular relational database framework, which is called structured query language. Uh, and the another one is similarly NoSQL, which means there's no structured query language inside this. And in different places, we'll need these two different things. Uh, Somewhere we have some relation between the data, like for every school in our school, we have different courses and we have different students, and each student will have some course, and the course will have some students. That's where there is some relation between our data tables. And in some places, we don't have any relation between the tables. Like in the stock market, for particular stock, what is the opening cost, what is the closing cost, what is the high, what is the low. They are not related in any way to the any other stock. So this is the place where we might be using a NoSQL, and in the school example, we might be using a SQL because they're relational. And it depends on our use cases where we want to use the SQL or we want to use a NoSQL. Here we'll be using a NoSQL framework which is called MongoDB to learn. Uh, and the second is why we are using a NoSQL because we'll be learning to store the data in first in a JSON method, then we'll go to the MongoDB. Why we are saving our data in a JSON method? Because that is the standard method. This is how the data is being transferred between two places. We between two website you can say or any other place where the data is being transferred. It transferred via the JSON objects, and we can directly save the JSON in the MongoDB. So first, we'll try to create our own database of JSON, and then we'll go to the MongoDB part. So I talked about what is JSON. We have talked about the JSON in our JavaScript videos, but again, JSON is a JavaScript object notation. On the right, we have one image which shows you how we can create our own JSON and how we can divide the whole fields inside a particular JSON. JSON object is how JavaScript saves its object. This became standard way to send and receive object in web. Every API will receive a data in JSON and will supply the data in JSON only. So it's good to understand, have a basic understanding of the JSON and how to manipulate the data in JSON. Next, we have the HTTP methods. What are these HTTP method and what is this CRUD? So it said that if you can do the CRUD in any framework, you can do everything which is possible in a web. So suppose let's take an example of comment section in the YouTube videos. What we can do with this comment is we can create a new comment. We can add a new comment in any video. We can read all the previous comments which people have uh, posted. We can even update or edit our comment which we gave yesterday or day after two, day before earlier. We can edit our comments and we can even delete our comments. This is all things which we can do with the comments. There's nothing more. So this is the crude model inside a very small box which I'm giving you, which is a comment section. Uh, we can do just create, read, and update and delete. This is the crude thing, and the crude can be broken into the HTTP methods as post is the post method. Post method is nothing a way to send a data. Is like creating a comment. So post method is the one to create. Similarly, there's a one other method. It's called get, and get is to read. To read the all the other people's comment in the YouTube video is the get request or the get method. So the get is to read. Similarly, there's a put to update and delete to obviously to delete. For now, we'll be only focusing on post and get uh, because the put and delete are basically the similar thing, just a modern thing of the post and get to make it more easier. Otherwise, the same thing can be done using post and get. So let's try to understand what are this get and post. So get and post are the methods, the HTTP methods, and these are the request. This is the name of the request which is being done from the client side. So from our Google homepage, we are actually sending some request. So this request can be of two type. It can be of get type or it can be of post type. So once we want to fetch some information from the Google server, we say get because get was for to read. And once we want to send some information, like we are trying to save some image in our Google Drive, we we will be using a post method, a post request, okay, to post this inside our Google Drive. So we can have a little example here. Once we go to our Google homepage, like here, and if we go on to inspect, then in the network, let me zoom in a bit. So in the networks, we can see there are a lot of requests here and the method of the request is given. It's get request. Let me refresh it. Let me refresh it and we can see there's a lot of things going on. And if we click on this, we can see what request it is. It's mostly the get request because the browser is trying to get a lot of information from the Google server. And again, it's sending some information back. That's why the request is post. So this is where we can see the get and the post request are being made from the browser to the Google server.